everybody. It's Ann Kaplan from Mom Me, your mama resource from conception to college. Wherever you are in your momming journey, what do I say every time? We're here for you. Wherever you are in your momming journey, we are here for you. I guess you need to listen to me do another 200 videos, so you got that. This is River. River, I'm so grateful that you're here with me in this video. River is the kid in our family who has allergies, right?
Yep.
Can you tell everybody what you're allergic to?
I'm allergic to dairy, gluten, grass, trees, pollen, peanuts. This girl.
You're allergic to me?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Here comes an allergic reaction. And cats and dogs, too. You forgot that.
Yeah.
And horses, we found out at camp a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So River has tons and tons of allergies, and it took us a while to figure out the sweet spot of how to take care of you and also how to make it so that you are just a normal dude. And it's not like your whole life is obsessed with allergies, because that was a little bit the way it was in the beginning, wasn't it? So I thought maybe we could give everybody some tips today on how to, if you have someone with allergies in your family, how you can take care of that person without having the fact that they have allergies be the one thing that defines them. Because are you just a kid with allergies?
No.
No. You have tons of interests and hobbies and likes and dislikes and character traits. So if you were giving a mom some advice right now on how to raise kids that feel happy and complete and whole, even if they have allergies, what would your biggest piece of advice be?
Let them experiment with their own food and don't let your allergies, choose what you do.
That is really, really good advice. And you know what? You're like clairvoyant. Do you know what clairvoyant means?
Nope.
Clairvoyant means you can predict the future. Because look, what's the last thing I wrote down here? You might not be able to read my handwriting. I wrote, don't control choices. So the biggest thing that you need to know about kids with allergies or kids with any sorts of limitations or just kids in general is that the more that you try to control them, the more that they will rebel. And especially when it comes to allergies, you're going to get to an age, even if you discover your kids' allergies when they're very, very young and you're kind of in control of their environment and you can make sure what they're exposed to and all of that stuff, you're going to reach an age where that's not possible anymore. We've said all the way from the beginning. What do we always say? Whenever you ask me if you're allowed to eat something, what do I always say?
It's up to you.
It's your choice. It's your body. Because River is not always going to be living in my house. River is not always going to be eating the food that I buy from the grocery store. Honey, you're not really in the video right now. You're a little bit to the side. There you go. And so I really want to spend my time while he is in my house and he is eating the foods that I buy for him, teaching him how to make his own choices, know his own body, feel his own feelings and reactions to that food, so that when he's not here anymore, he's already had tons and tons and tons of practice listening to his body, making smart decisions, and weighing his options and all of that stuff. I want to be raising with all four of my kids, but especially in this specific situation, I want to be raising kids who know how to make their own decisions and make good choices. And the only way for kids to learn how to make good choices is to get lots of practice making choices, right? So, have you ever gone to a birthday party before where they had like a birthday cake and you knew you were allergic to it?
Yeah.
And did you ever say, you know what, I know I'm allergic to it, but I'm going to eat it anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what happens when you do that?
What do you mean?
Well, do you think, afterwards, what happens in your body? Do you notice something in your body?
Sometimes.
Yeah. And so how often do you think you decide that you're going to have stuff that you know you're allergic to?
Not often.
No. Why not?
Because I know it can hurt me.
Yeah. And how does it hurt you?
By...
Just speak louder.
By...
Like if you eat dairy, what happens?
My throat will swell up.
And it also feels itchy, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happens if you eat gluten?
Not much.
Yeah, you're
Then
starting
I
to grow out of
fart.
your gluten. You fart. Tummy aches. What happens if you eat peanuts?
Go to the hospital.
That's the big one. So we don't really mess around with the peanuts one. So my tip to you when it comes to that is let your kids have choices, because guess what? They already have choices. You telling them they don't have a choice doesn't actually make it true. They always have choices. They're always going to be away from you, and they're always going to be curious. So the more that you empower your kids to realize that when they're eating right, it's because they're doing it because they want to, and it's the right thing for their body, not because you're making them, the better. My other tips are, I really want to encourage you guys to make it normal in your house. So River, how often do I make special food for you compared to like for lunch today? Did I make you a special meal?
No.
No. What did we have for lunch?
Noodles.
Noodles and what else? I think we had salad, right?
Salad.
So I almost never cook a special meal for River. Our family, when we have family meals, we eat food that all of us can eat. First of all, I don't have time to be cooking 2 different dinners or 2 different lunches, but also because River's diet is healthy for all of us. A gluten-free, dairy-free diet is really healthy. River's living life the way we probably all should. So when we have, that doesn't mean I never eat gluten or I never eat dairy, but when I'm cooking for our whole family, I cook for our whole family. And that's something that goes a long, long, long way in just making family culture be normal and family culture. It's not calling out one specific family member, and it's not shining a spotlight on somebody and using that one aspect of them to be the thing that defines them. And the last thing I want to say is you can't protect your kid from their allergens. You need to arm your kid to be ready. So at River, how many times do I talk to the parents or something at a birthday party for you? Versus how many times do you just check for yourself if you can eat things?
I normally check for myself.
That's right. River almost never needs me to ask what the ingredients are in things or anything, because he knows what he's allergic to, and he knows how to tell what he can eat, and he knows how to handle it, and he knows how to read ingredients lists and all of that stuff. And you've been doing that since you were in kindergarten, right? So the more that you empower your kids to navigate the world around them, the better you're going to be. Because your job as a parent is to take this one tiny little window in our kids' lives and use it to our advantage, so that when they're not in this moment, when we have control over them, that they're set up for success. And making a little bubble for your kid and doing everything for your kid is not doing that. It's really setting them up for failure when they leave your guidance and your care. So I really hope that that's helpful for you guys. Thank you so much, River, for doing this video with me. Do you feel like we do a good job handling your allergies? Yeah, I do too. There were some dark days there. Do you remember when you were like 3 or 4 and you were itchy all the time and couldn't breathe, and remember you had to go to the hospital? Man, it took us a long time to figure out how to take care of River, and it took me a lot of soul searching and heartache. And even after we figured out your allergy stuff, there was some time where you still felt kind of sad, even though your allergies were starting to get better, right? And I think that was because we were constantly trying to apologize to River and make up to him for all of the things that he couldn't do. Like he couldn't play football for a while because the grass was bothering him so much, so he played wrestling instead. And instead of us presenting him with like, hey, wrestling's awesome, here you go, this is something you'd be really good at, it was presented to him as like, I know you can't go and play football, but instead you can do wrestling, and that's just as cool. And River started to see all the things in his life as like a consolation prize. Do you know what a consolation prize is? Consolation prize is something people give you when you lose, but they want you to feel better and they don't want you to feel sad about losing. So instead of wrestling being this super awesome, cool thing that River got to do, instead it was presented as like, we're trying to make up for the fact you can't play football, here's wrestling. We're trying to make up for the fact that you can't have a birthday cake, here's a pile of candy. And so River started believing that things about himself. He started believing that he was a loser and all his life was a consolation prize. That's a fancy way to say that River was super bummed out all the time and he didn't think very good things about himself. But do you think those way now? I think you're a hugely different kid. 100% different. And it was all in the way that we approached his allergies and the way we talked to him about his circumstances in life that has been profoundly transformational for us. Oh, look, Grandma Jackie's watching. She just sent us a little heart. It was hugely transformational for River, and it was hugely transformational for all of my kids to realize that the way that I framed the world around them and the way that I enabled them to handle their own problems and look at their potentiality completely changes the way that our kids see themselves and the way that they can live their lives. And allergies are no exception. I hope this week has been helpful for you. If you're struggling with allergies, if you have a kiddo with allergies, if allergies are consuming your life, reach out to me because I have so much experience with this. You have no idea, professionally and personally with Riverboat. And I know what to look for, and I know what to do about it, and I know some alternative treatments that you might not even have ever heard of. So reach out if you need some help. I hope you guys have had an amazing week, allergy week, and keep tuning in next week because we're going to have a whole new topic for you guys. It's going to be great. Love you guys so much. Have an amazing day.